God says, don't ignore this tragedy. It's an emergency. A big tragedy is coming your way, so listen to God now before it's too late. Don't skip. Stop and breathe, because I am speaking directly to you, and this is not random noise passing through your day. You feel a pull in your spirit right now because I am warning you out of love and not out of fear. If you believe I am reaching you in this very moment, comment Amen. Do not scroll away, because what you are about to understand can protect you from pain and position you for a miracle that will follow obedience. I am not trying to frighten you. I am trying to prepare you so that what is meant to shake you will not break you. When I say a tragedy is coming your way, I am revealing that a storm is forming around decisions, relationships, and hidden dangers you cannot yet see. This is an emergency in the spirit, because delays, distractions, and stubbornness could place you exactly where harm intends to strike. I am calling you to listen closely so you can shift your steps and avoid what the enemy has planned. Within the next season of your life, events will unfold quickly, and only those who are alert to my voice will move safely through them. Before you go any further, press like on this video as a sign that you are choosing to stay attentive and aligned with my protection. The tragedy I speak of is not only physical harm, but also emotional collapse, financial strain, and betrayal that has been quietly building behind your back. There are conversations happening about you that you have not heard, and there are choices being considered that could affect your stability. I see the trap clearly, even if you do not, and that is why I am interrupting your routine today. I want you to pause, reflect, and refuse to act in haste over the next few days. Your safety will depend on patience and discernment rather than impulse and pride. You have been moving quickly, trying to solve everything with your own strength, but I need you to slow down and let me guide your steps. A rushed decision could open a door that will be difficult to close later. Someone close to you may unintentionally lead you into a situation that carries risk, not because they hate you, but because they lack wisdom. I am asking you to examine every invitation, every agreement, and every promise that sounds too urgent or too good to be true. When you feel pressure, that is your signal to step back and seek my counsel first. This emergency is spiritual before it becomes visible, and that means prayer is your shield and obedience is your escape route. Spend quiet time with me before making any major move, especially concerning money or travel. Avoid heated arguments that could escalate beyond words and create lasting damage. Guard your tongue, because careless speech could ignite conflict at the worst possible moment. I am surrounding you with protection, but you must remain inside the boundaries I set for you. There is also a hidden blessing within this warning, because awareness will save you from loss and position you for increase. What was meant to destroy you will instead expose who truly stands with you and who does not. I will use this near tragedy to refine your judgment and strengthen your faith. The fear you feel right now will transform into confidence once you see how I divert danger away from your path. Trust that I am not predicting your downfall, but preventing it. Pay attention to sudden changes in plans, cancelled meetings, or delays that frustrate you, because some of them will be my intervention. What you may call inconvenience will actually be protection in disguise. Do not chase after what slips away during this period, because some doors are closing to shield you. I need you to resist the urge to force outcomes that I am quietly rearranging. Surrender will keep you safe where stubborn ambition could place you at risk. You are chosen, and that is why the enemy has studied your patterns and weaknesses. The coming tragedy was designed to exploit exhaustion, distraction, and emotional vulnerability. Strengthen your boundaries now by resting properly and stepping back from draining influences. Refuse to share personal plans with those who have proven careless with your trust. I am teaching you that discretion and discipline will become your armor in this critical time. As the days unfold, you may sense tension rising around you, but remember that I am already ahead of what is forming. I will send subtle signs, inner nudges, and even unexpected advice through unlikely voices to steer you away from harm. Do not ignore those gentle warnings because they are my hand guiding you. Write 777 in the comments as a declaration that you trust my protection over your life. Your agreement with me activates a deeper level of covering that the enemy cannot penetrate. In the coming days, you will notice subtle pressure to react quickly in a situation that feels urgent. Someone may demand an answer from you before you feel ready, or an opportunity may appear that seems impossible to delay. That urgency will be the very sign that caution is required. I am asking you to choose wisdom over speed and discernment over excitement. A single paused response could prevent months of regret. There is also a relational storm that has been quietly gathering strength. Misunderstandings that were ignored in the past may try to resurface with sharper intensity. Words spoken in frustration could create cracks that are difficult to repair. I am calling you to answer softly even when emotions rise around you. Peaceful restraint will dismantle what conflict tries to build. Financial pressure may also attempt to push you into risky decisions. An offer may promise quick relief, but hide long-term burden beneath its surface. I see the fine details that you cannot yet see, and that is why I urge you to slow down. Do not sign what you have not fully understood, and do not borrow what you are not certain you can return. Patience will protect your stability more than desperation ever could. Have you heard about the top-secret ritual the government wants to keep hidden? Imagine if a single 7-second ritual could clear your debts and draw wealth to you effortlessly. A leaked CIA report and 4 leading neuroscience labs confirm it's not a myth. Struggling families are moving into dream homes with total peace of mind. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You may feel moments of fear as these warnings echo in your thoughts. That fear is not meant to paralyze you, but to awaken your senses. I am not announcing unavoidable disaster. I am inviting you into partnership so that disaster is avoided. When you cooperate with my guidance, the path shifts beneath your feet. What was planned against you begins to collapse before it reaches you. In quiet moments, I want you to pray not only for protection, but for clarity. Ask me to sharpen your hearing, so that you recognize my direction immediately. The more time you spend in my presence, the more confident you will become in distinguishing wisdom from impulse. This is not about hiding from life, but about walking through it with divine awareness. Your safety increases when your spirit is aligned with mine. You may notice certain people drifting away during this season. Do not chase them in fear of loneliness. Some separations are part of my protection plan. I remove distractions and unhealthy attachments before greater harm can come through them. What feels like loss now may later reveal itself as rescue. I also need you to take care of your body and mind during this period. Exhaustion weakens judgment and makes you vulnerable to manipulation. Rest is not laziness but preparation. When you are physically and emotionally balanced, you see more clearly and respond more wisely. Strength in small daily habits becomes strength in critical moments. There may be a sudden change in schedule that frustrates you deeply. Plans may fall apart without clear explanation. Instead of reacting in anger, pause and consider that I may be redirecting you. Delays can be divine shields. When something does not move as expected, ask me what I am preventing rather than complaining about what you are missing. I want you to understand that the enemy often disguises traps as blessings. Not everything that shines carries my approval. Discernment will be your compass when appearances try to mislead you. Measure opportunities not by how exciting they seem, but by the peace you feel when you bring them before me. True direction will come with steady calm, not restless urgency. You are not alone in this preparation. My angels are surrounding areas of your life that you do not even think about. Conversations that could have damaged your reputation are being softened. Accidents that could have caused harm are being delayed or diverted. I am actively working behind scenes that you cannot see. Protection is already unfolding while you are still learning about it. Do not allow anxiety to grow louder than faith. Anxiety imagines worst outcomes without remembering my power. Faith remembers that I am greater than any approaching storm. When you choose to trust, you step into a covering that fear cannot access. Peace becomes your shield, and clarity becomes your weapon. Write 555 in the comments as a declaration that you are stepping into alignment with my guidance. This act of agreement is not superstition, but a symbol of your willingness to cooperate with me. Your obedience strengthens your awareness. Each time you choose faith over panic, you weaken the power of what tries to harm you. Agreement with me closes doors that were opening in the wrong direction. The tragedy that once seemed certain is now facing resistance because you are not walking blindly anymore. Small adjustments you make today will create major shifts tomorrow. A cancelled trip, a delayed purchase, or a quiet refusal may feel insignificant, yet they will block greater loss. You will not always understand immediately why I told you to wait. Later you will look back and see the danger you stepped around. Remember that. My warnings always carry love at their core. I do not threaten my children, I teach them. I do not frighten you into obedience. I invite you into protection. Even when my words sound serious, they are wrapped in care. I would rather interrupt your comfort than watch you walk into harm. Stay attentive in prayer during the early morning or late evening when your mind is calm. Those are moments when my direction will feel clearest. Reduce noise that distracts your focus and limit influences that stir confusion. Quiet reflection will strengthen your inner compass. The more grounded you are in me, the less shaken you will be by sudden changes. You are being trained through this warning. You are learning that sensitivity to my voice is more valuable than reacting to external pressure. This lesson will serve you far beyond this specific season. Future storms will not catch you unprepared because you are developing discernment now. What feels like tension today is shaping resilience for tomorrow. I see the courage growing inside you as you listen instead of dismissing this call. You are not weak for taking caution seriously. Wisdom is not fear, it is strength under guidance. You are proving that you value preservation over pride. That humility will keep you safe in ways arrogance never could. Continue walking carefully, but do not walk anxiously. Keep your heart open, but guard your boundaries. Move forward, but do so with prayerful awareness. I am not removing you from life. I am teaching you how to navigate it wisely. The approaching storm will lose its force because you chose to listen instead of ignore. As this season continues, you will begin to see how small choices create large protection. What once felt like an ordinary day will now carry deeper awareness. You will notice your instincts sharpening and your patience increasing. That is my spirit training you to move with care. The tragedy that was forming depended on you remaining distracted, but distraction is losing its hold over you. Could the CIA really be hiding a 7-second ritual that turns money struggles into fortune? A covert CIA finding exposes a strange 7-second ritual that activates money-attracting brainwaves on autopilot. Supported by science and 4 elite labs, this home ritual is turning struggling people into dream lifestyle owners. But this page may disappear soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted from the internet forever. There will be a moment soon when you feel strongly about saying yes to something that promises relief. It may seem like a quick solution to a problem that has been weighing on your heart. I am asking you to test that feeling before acting on it. Not every open door is meant for you to walk through. Some doors open only to reveal whether you will choose wisdom over impulse. You may also sense tension rising in a family or work situation. A misunderstanding could easily grow if pride enters the conversation. I want you to practice restraint even when you feel justified in defending yourself. Calm words will dismantle escalation before it gains strength. The tragedy I warned you about could easily grow from unresolved conflict if humility is ignored. I am guiding you to pay attention to patterns that you previously dismissed. Repeated delays, repeated arguments, or repeated financial strain are not random. They are signals that something requires adjustment. When you notice repetition, pause and reflect instead of reacting automatically. Awareness transforms patterns into lessons rather than disasters. There may also be a physical environment you need to reconsider. An unsafe route, a neglected responsibility, or overlooked maintenance could carry hidden risk. I am not trying to fill you with suspicion, but with attentiveness. Carefulness in simple tasks prevents larger consequences later. What feels minor now could become major if ignored. During this time, strengthen your spiritual discipline. Spend intentional time in prayer, even if it feels inconvenient. Limit influences that cloud your judgment or stir unnecessary fear. Replace noise with reflection so that my guidance becomes clearer. The quieter your spirit, the louder my direction will feel. Some people around you may not understand why you are being cautious. They may accuse you of overthinking or hesitating too much. Do not let their impatience pressure you into premature decisions. I am shaping your discernment, and discernment often looks like delay to those who rush. Trust the inner nudge I am placing within you. The enemy often relies on emotional exhaustion to weaken resolve. When you are tired, you are more likely to agree to what you should decline. Protect your rest as seriously as you protect your finances. Sleep, reflection, and solitude are not luxuries, but safeguards. A rested mind sees danger more clearly than a weary one. There may be an unexpected opportunity that appears to fix several issues at once. It could promise financial ease or social advancement. Bring that opportunity before me without assumption. If peace remains steady, proceed carefully, but if unease lingers, step back immediately. I speak through peace more often than through pressure. You will also experience moments where you feel tempted to ignore this warning. Complacency will whisper that everything seems fine. That whisper is subtle but dangerous. Stay attentive, even when circumstances appear calm. Storms often approach quietly before they become visible. I am teaching you that protection is not passive. It requires cooperation and alertness. My grace surrounds you. but your obedience keeps you aligned with it. Each careful decision you make weakens the power of what was planned against you. What could have grown into tragedy is shrinking under the weight of your awareness. Write 999 in the comments as a declaration that you are choosing vigilance over complacency. This declaration is a sign that you are committed to staying alert in spirit and mind. Agreement strengthens your focus. Focus keeps you positioned in safety. Your active trust is part of how protection unfolds. In the coming days, there may be a conversation that reveals hidden intentions. Someone may unintentionally expose information that changes how you see a situation. Do not react with anger or panic. Instead, allow clarity to guide your next step. Truth revealed at the right time prevents deeper harm. You are also being shielded from unseen spiritual attacks. Doubt may attempt to cloud your thoughts and distort your confidence. Resist those thoughts by remembering who you are under my covering. You are not abandoned, and you are not unguarded. My presence stands between you and what tries to threaten your peace. When frustration rises because plans are moving slower than expected, remind yourself that delay can be protection. What feels like inconvenience may actually be divine redirection. I see intersections ahead that you cannot yet see. Trust that I am adjusting timing for your safety. Timing matters as much as direction. Continue strengthening your boundaries with kindness, but firmness. If someone pushes you toward decisions that feel rushed, respectfully ask for time. Do not fear disappointing others when safety is involved. Temporary discomfort is better than lasting regret. Your courage to pause is preserving your future. There will also be moments when gratitude becomes your shield. Thankfulness shifts your focus from fear to faith. Even while being cautious, remain hopeful and confident in my care. Gratitude keeps your heart steady and your mind clear. A steady heart makes wise choices. The tragedy I warned you about is not inevitable. It was a possibility that required your cooperation to be avoided. Because you are listening, that possibility is fading. Continue to act with measured confidence rather than reckless speed. Each day you remain attentive. You strengthen your protection. I want you to understand that this season is shaping you into someone more discerning and spiritually mature. You will not always need such strong warnings because your sensitivity will grow. You are learning to detect danger before it becomes visible. That growth is a blessing disguised as urgency. Stay connected to me in small daily moments. Whisper prayers when uncertainty appears. Ask for clarity before making commitments. Keep your heart soft and your judgment sharp. When softness and wisdom work together, harm loses its power. There will soon be a defining moment where you realize how close you were to stepping into harm. It may come through a conversation, a piece of news, or a sudden realization about a decision you almost made. When that clarity comes, do not respond with fear. Respond with gratitude, because you will see that my warning was not exaggeration but protection. I was guarding you from consequences that would have been painful and long-lasting. Why are so many claiming this CIA ritual changed their life in just 7 seconds? This leaked CIA ritual is the real deal, and it's potent. A 7-second brainwave hack, backed by 4 neuroscience labs, is helping regular people leap from broke to abundant. Dream homes, cars, trips, it's all within reach. But this video could disappear any time from the internet. So click the link in the description and comments now to see it before it's gone forever. In this stage, I want you to strengthen your daily discipline even more. Wake up with intention, rather than rushing into the day distracted. Organize your responsibilities carefully so that nothing important is neglected. Chaos creates openings for mistakes, but order builds stability. When your environment is structured, your mind becomes clearer and your reactions become wiser. There may also be emotional triggers that attempt to pull you back into old habits. Someone might say something that irritates you deeply. An unexpected inconvenience might tempt you to respond impulsively. I am urging you to slow your reactions and breathe before speaking. Many tragedies begin with a single, uncontrolled response that escalates beyond expectation. Your finances require continued caution during this period. Avoid unnecessary spending driven by stress or comparison. Pressure to keep up with others can lead you into commitments that strain your peace. I am guiding you toward long-term stability, not temporary satisfaction. Security grows through patience and discipline, not through impulsive risk. Spiritually, this is a refining season for you. You are learning that my voice often speaks quietly but firmly. When you cultivate stillness, that voice becomes unmistakable. Continue to reduce noise that confuses your thinking. Limit influences that stir doubt or negativity in your heart. A calm spirit hears direction clearly. Write 1010 in the comments as a declaration that you are standing firm in faith and discipline. This is not a ritual, but a reminder to yourself that you are choosing strength over carelessness. Strength is not loud, it is steady. Steadiness is what will carry you safely through this time. Your agreement reinforces your commitment to wisdom. You may also feel prompted to check on certain details you previously ignored. Follow those nudges carefully. A small correction now can prevent significant loss later. Whether it involves paperwork, communication, or personal responsibilities, take nothing for granted. Diligence closes gaps that accidents often exploit. There will be moments when doubt tries to whisper that you are overreacting. Do not allow that voice to silence your discernment. Caution does not mean fear, it means preparation. Preparation transforms potential tragedy into testimony. You will one day share how attentiveness saved you from avoidable pain. I also want you to strengthen your physical surroundings. Repair what has been neglected and secure what has been left open. Whether it involves safety at home, transportation, or health habits, take practical steps. Faith does not replace responsibility, it guides it. When wisdom and action work together, protection becomes stronger. In relationships, maintain honesty, but avoid unnecessary confrontation. Not every disagreement requires immediate resolution. Some issues dissolve naturally when patience is applied. Give space where space is needed and avoid forcing understanding. Peace is preserved when pride is restrained. You are being trained to see beyond appearances. A situation may look harmless on the surface, but carry hidden complications. Ask me for insight before you commit to anything significant. If clarity does not come, wait rather than guess. Waiting with faith is safer than moving with assumption. The enemy often relies on distraction through busyness. When you are overwhelmed, you overlook important details. Simplify where possible and delegate when necessary. Overcommitment increases vulnerability. Balanced living strengthens awareness. You will soon notice that some doors are closing without your effort. Do not mourn every closed door. Some closures are, my mercy, preventing you from entering environments that would have harmed you. What feels like rejection may actually be rescue. Trust that I am filtering opportunities on your behalf. Your inner peace will become a reliable signal during this season. When peace withdraws suddenly, pause and evaluate. When peace remains steady, move forward carefully. Peace is not the absence of challenge, but the presence of guidance. Let that guidance shape your decisions. There may be a surprising act of kindness from someone you least expect. That kindness will be confirmation that I am surrounding you with support. Accept help when it is offered sincerely. Community strengthens protection. Isolation weakens judgment. Continue to speak life over your circumstances. Words carry power and shape atmosphere. Refuse to declare defeat or expect disaster. Instead, declare wisdom, safety, and divine covering. Your declarations align your heart with my promises. As days pass, the intensity of this warning will begin to feel less urgent. That is not because danger has vanished completely, but because you are becoming stronger and more aware. Growth reduces vulnerability. Vulnerability once created openings, but strength is closing them. Keep nurturing that strength. I want you to remain humble through this process. Do not assume that awareness makes you invincible. Stay teachable and open to correction. Pride can undo what wisdom has built. Humility keeps you aligned with protection. There is also a spiritual lesson unfolding beneath these events. You are learning dependence in a deeper way. You are realizing that guidance is not optional but essential. This realization will serve you in every future season. What you are building now is lifelong discernment. When clarity finally arrives about the tragedy you avoided, you will feel a mix of relief and gratitude. Let gratitude be louder than relief. Gratitude keeps your heart soft and your spirit sensitive. Sensitivity ensures you remain responsive to future direction. You are not walking in fear, you are walking in preparation. Preparation is an act of faith. Faith listens, adjusts, and moves wisely. Because you have chosen this path, the weight of impending harm is lifting from your future. Continue forward with steady focus. There is something important I need you to understand in this moment. The tragedy I warned you about was not a single event, but a chain of events that depended on small compromises. One rushed agreement could have led to another. One emotional reaction could have opened the door to deeper conflict. By correcting the small things, you prevented the larger collapse. What's really behind the 7-second brain technique that's making headlines and new millionaires? A stunning CIA leak has just revealed a 7-second brain ritual that's helping normal people wipe out debt and attract serious wealth. With proof from 4 neuroscience labs, this at-home method is turning financial stress into dream living. Homes, cars, vacations, it's all happening. But the government could take this down at any time. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. In the coming days, you may experience a test that seems minor. It may involve your temper, your spending, or your willingness to bend your standards. That small test is more significant than it appears. How you respond will confirm that you have truly absorbed this lesson. Choose restraint, even if no one else sees the effort it takes. You will also notice that your perception of certain people is changing. Someone you trusted blindly may now seem questionable. This shift is not paranoia, but clarity. I am removing illusions and sharpening your ability to read character. Do not confront immediately, but observe carefully and adjust your boundaries quietly. There may be a moment when you feel tempted to return to an old pattern because it feels familiar. Familiarity is not always safety. Some familiar paths once led you into cycles of stress and regret. Resist the comfort of repetition if it once brought harm. Growth requires choosing differently even when the old way feels easier. I want you to strengthen your commitment to prayer during early hours. Those quiet moments before the world becomes loud will anchor your judgment. Even 5 focused minutes of stillness can protect hours of decision-making later. Consistency builds spiritual sensitivity. Sensitivity keeps you aligned with my covering. Write 1212 in the comments as a declaration that you trust my timing over your impulses. This is a reminder to yourself that waiting is not weakness. Waiting is wisdom when guided by faith. Your trust in timing is protecting you from missteps. Each delayed reaction is reinforcing stability in your life. You may soon hear news about a situation you almost stepped into. It could involve conflict, financial trouble, or emotional drama that now unfolds without you. When you hear it, remain calm and grateful. That news will be confirmation that obedience shielded you. What once tried to pull you in no longer has access to you. There is also a health-related caution during this season. Do not ignore small signs of fatigue or imbalance. Address minor issues before they grow into larger problems. Prevention is part of protection. Care for your body as carefully as you guard your decisions. Your workplace or daily responsibilities may feel slightly unstable for a short time. Shifts in leadership, unexpected policy changes, or rumors may stir anxiety. Do not join in speculation or fear. Maintain professionalism and steady effort. Your stability will make you stand out when others react emotionally, financially. Continue to build reserves instead of chasing rapid gain. Save more than you spend where possible. Avoid investments that promise quick returns without clear structure. Stability grows through discipline, not excitement. What feels slow now will feel wise later. Emotionally, you are becoming more grounded. Situations that once would have shaken you now feel manageable. That grounding is evidence of growth. Do not underestimate how much stronger you have become. Strength built quietly is often the most reliable. There will be a subtle opportunity to correct a past mistake. It may involve apologizing, clarifying, or adjusting something unfinished. Take that opportunity seriously. Unresolved matters can reopen doors you worked hard to close. Clean up loose ends so nothing from the past has leverage over your future. As this season continues, you will begin to sense peace returning more consistently. That peace is not ignorance of danger, but confidence in protection. Confidence does not mean carelessness. Continue practicing the habits you developed during the warning phase. Habits formed in urgency should remain in calm. Write 222 in the comments as a declaration that you are walking in divine alignment and balance. Balance is what you are learning through this process. You are balancing faith with responsibility. You are balancing trust with action. This balance is what prevents tragedy from taking root. You may also notice that certain temptations have lost their appeal. Risky decisions that once seemed attractive now feel unwise. That change is not random. Your perspective has matured. Maturity closes doors that immaturity once opened freely. I am also strengthening your intuition about timing. There will be moments when you sense that it is not the right time to speak or act. Honor that sense. Silence can be more protective than argument. Delay can be more powerful than confrontation. Someone may attempt to draw you into drama that does not belong to you. Resist the urge to mediate conflicts that are rooted in pride and manipulation. Not every problem requires your involvement. Guard your energy carefully. Preserving your peace is part of preserving your safety. You are learning that tragedy often grows from accumulation rather than explosion. Small, neglected warnings create larger consequences. Because you responded early, accumulation has been interrupted. This is why early obedience matters. Prevention is always easier than repair. There will be a quiet moment soon when you realize that fear no longer controls your thinking. Instead, wisdom guides you calmly. That transformation is significant. You have moved from panic to preparation. Preparation is sustainable. Panic is exhausting. Continue speaking gratitude daily, even when everything feels stable. Gratitude keeps arrogance away. Arrogance invites carelessness. Carelessness reopens risk. Stay grounded in humility and thankfulness. You are not just avoiding harm, you are becoming stronger. The skills you are developing now will protect you in seasons far beyond this one. Discernment, patience, and discipline will become part of your identity. What began as an emergency is turning into education. I am proud of your responsiveness and your willingness to adjust. Many ignore warnings and learn through loss. You chose to learn through guidance. That choice has preserved more than you currently realize. Continue forward with calm awareness. The tragedy that once seemed imminent is now fading into distance. Remain vigilant but not anxious. Remain faithful but not rigid. Remain wise but not fearful. I am walking beside you in every decision. Is it finally time to try the same CIA secret ritual that's changing lives in seconds? This newly leaked CIA-backed study reveals a 7-second money ritual transforming lives overnight. Scientifically validated by 4 neuroscience labs, it rewires your mind to attract money like a magnet. People once broke are now enjoying luxury homes, new cars, and exotic travel. But this secret won't be online much longer. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently removed. There is something deeper, unfolding beneath the surface of your circumstances. The tragedy that was approaching was not only about external harm, but about internal weakness that needed strengthening. If impatience had continued unchecked, it would have created cracks in your foundation. If pride had remained unchallenged, it would have invited unnecessary conflict. By responding to correction, you have reinforced the structure of your character. Soon you will encounter a situation that mirrors a past mistake. It will look similar to something that once caused stress or regret. This time, however, you will recognize the pattern immediately. Recognition is proof that you have changed. Choose differently without hesitation and without explanation to those who do not understand your growth. There may also be subtle pressure to relax your boundaries now that things feel calmer. Someone might suggest that you are overly cautious. Do not let outside opinions weaken your discipline. Caution that prevents harm is never foolish. Continue protecting your time, your energy, and your commitments carefully. I want you to examine your daily routines again. Small improvements will continue strengthening your stability. Organize your finances clearly and review any lingering obligations. Keep communication honest and direct to avoid misunderstanding. Order in simple matters creates resilience in complex ones. Write 1515 in the comments as a declaration that you are committed to maintaining discipline even in peaceful seasons. This is your reminder that wisdom is not seasonal. Peace should not reduce your attentiveness. Attentiveness should become part of who you are. Your agreement reinforces the habits that are protecting you. There is also a spiritual refinement taking place within your heart. You are becoming less reactive and more reflective. Reflection gives you control over your responses. Controlled responses prevent escalation. Escalation is often the doorway through which tragedy enters. In relationships, Continue observing carefully. Trust is valuable, but blind trust can be dangerous. Allow actions to confirm words over time. Consistency reveals true character. You are learning to measure trust through patterns rather than promises. You may experience a moment where frustration resurfaces unexpectedly. Something small could irritate you more than it should. That irritation is not random. It is a test of whether you will return to old patterns or continue walking in maturity. Choose calm restraint and watch how quickly tension dissolves. Financial temptation may appear again in a different form. An investment, purchase, or partnership might seem attractive. This time, your discernment will speak faster. Listen to it immediately. Delay any commitment until clarity is undeniable. Your health and rest remain important. Fatigue lowers defenses and clouds judgment. Continue honoring your need for sleep and balanced nutrition. Self-neglect can quietly reopen vulnerability. Taking care of yourself is not selfish, it is wise stewardship. You will soon notice that opportunities are appearing that align with stability rather than chaos. These opportunities will not feel rushed or pressured. They will come with steady peace. Move toward them carefully, but confidently. Peaceful progress is a sign of alignment. Write 1717 in the comments as a declaration that you are choosing steady growth over rushed success. Growth that is steady becomes lasting. Rushed success often hides fragile foundations. Your patience is shaping durability. Durability protects your future. The enemy's strategy often depends on timing. When you were distracted, vulnerability was high. Now that you are attentive, vulnerability is lower. This shift has reduced the force of what once approached you. Remain aware of timing in your decisions. There may be a need to distance yourself quietly from an influence that no longer feels safe. You do not need confrontation to create space. Gradual withdrawal can be powerful. Protecting your environment protects your mindset. Your environment shapes your decisions more than you realize. You are also learning the value of silence. Not every thought needs to be spoken. Not every disagreement needs to be addressed immediately. Silence gives you space to evaluate. Evaluation prevents reaction-driven mistakes. A subtle breakthrough is forming in your life because of this growth. What once felt unstable is beginning to stabilize. Confidence rooted in discipline is replacing anxiety rooted in uncertainty. That confidence is not arrogance, it is assurance born from alignment. Alignment is what keeps tragedy from regaining strength. Continue speaking words of life over your path. Declare safety, clarity, and wisdom daily. Words reinforce belief. Belief shapes action. Action determines outcome. You are beginning to see how close you once were to unnecessary loss. That awareness should create gratitude rather than fear. Gratitude keeps you humble. Humility keeps you receptive to guidance. Receptiveness keeps you protected. There will soon be confirmation that the worst has passed. It may come through calm circumstances or resolved tension. Do not interpret that confirmation as a signal to relax completely. Instead, let it remind you of the power of obedience. Obedience is what redirected the course of events. I am strengthening your long-term stability through these lessons. The habits you built during urgency must now become permanent practices. Discipline, discernment, and prayer should not fade as danger fades. Keep them alive intentionally. You are not defined by the threat that once approached you. You are defined by how you responded to it. You listened, adjusted, and matured. That response changed your trajectory. What was meant to harm you became a tool for refinement. Your future now carries a different tone than it did before this warning. Instead of walking toward hidden risk, you are walking with heightened awareness. Awareness invites preparation. Preparation invites peace. Remain steady and grounded in the days ahead. Do not let complacency slowly erode what you built. Continue seeking my direction, even in small decisions. Small guidance prevents large regret. The emergency that once demanded your attention has transformed into wisdom that will serve you for years. That transformation is a blessing. You are stronger, sharper, and more balanced than before. Keep walking in that strength. That change alone has altered the direction of your path. What once looked like an unavoidable tragedy has been weakened by your obedience and awareness. Why is the government working so hard to bury this 7-second brain ritual? A stunning CIA leak has just exposed a 7-second brain ritual, now allowing regular people to clear debt and invite unstoppable wealth. Supported by 4 neuroscience labs, this easy-at-home method is transforming financial struggles into dream lifestyles. New homes, vehicles, vacations, it's all becoming possible. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There is something I need you to remember as peace becomes more consistent. Just because the loud warning has softened does not mean the lesson should fade. The enemy often waits for comfort to return before attempting subtle disruption again. Stay alert without becoming anxious. Alertness rooted in faith is strength, not stress. You may soon encounter someone who reappears in your life after distance. Their return may feel familiar and even comforting. Before reopening doors fully, observe whether true change has taken place. Familiarity can disguise old patterns. Discernment will protect you from repeating cycles you worked hard to break. In your daily responsibilities, continue choosing order over chaos. Keep your commitments clear and your priorities organized. Disorganization breeds confusion, and confusion opens the door to mistakes. You have learned how small oversights can create larger consequences. Let that memory guide you gently without creating fear. Financially, maintain the discipline you built. Avoid stretching beyond your capacity simply because stability has returned. Growth must be sustainable to remain safe. Quick expansion without solid structure can collapse easily. Slow, steady progress will preserve your peace. There may be a quiet opportunity to speak truth into a tense situation. When that moment comes, choose words carefully and calmly. Truth delivered with gentleness prevents unnecessary conflict. Conflict that is avoided through wisdom cannot grow into tragedy. You are learning that tone matters as much as content. You are also becoming more aware of your emotional triggers. Situations that once pulled you into reaction now feel manageable. That control is evidence of maturity. Continue practicing pause before response. A pause of even a few seconds can prevent hours of regret. Write 1919 in the comments as a declaration that you are choosing maturity over impulse. This declaration reminds you that growth is intentional. Impulse once placed you near danger. Maturity is now guiding you towards stability. Your agreement strengthens that commitment. In your spiritual life, remain consistent even when circumstances feel calm. Do not reduce your prayer time simply because urgency has faded. Urgency introduced discipline, but discipline must remain even without pressure. Consistency builds long-term protection. Protection that is consistent prevents future emergencies. You may hear about challenges that others are facing similar to what you nearly experienced. Instead of fear, let compassion rise in your heart. Offer support where appropriate, but do not allow their situation to pull you into panic. Your path has been redirected for a reason. Gratitude should accompany every reminder of what you avoided. There is also a need for continued humility. Success in avoiding harm can quietly create overconfidence. Overconfidence weakens caution. Remain grounded in the understanding that guidance preserved you. You did not escape alone. Acknowledging that truth keeps your heart receptive. Your health remains an area of stewardship. Continue addressing small issues before they grow. Maintain balance in rest and activity. Your body and mind work together in decision-making. A healthy foundation strengthens clarity. You may sense a new door beginning to open, one that feels stable rather than rushed. This opportunity will not pressure you. It will unfold gradually with confirmation. Approach it with the same discernment you practiced during urgency. Stability is built through careful steps, not leaps of impatience. Write Amen in the comments as a declaration that you recognize my protection over your life. This is not repetition of fear, but acknowledgement of preservation. Gratitude seals lessons into memory. Memory keeps you from repeating old mistakes. Your agreement honors the growth you have experienced. In relationships, continue valuing depth over quantity. You do not need many voices influencing your decisions. A few trustworthy connections are enough. Quality strengthens stability. Stability prevents unnecessary drama. There may be a temptation to revisit something you declined earlier. Perhaps curiosity or pride will whisper that you can handle it now. Reevaluate carefully before reconsidering. Some doors are best left closed permanently. Closure is sometimes protection in disguise. You are developing a quieter confidence now. This confidence does not seek attention or validation. It simply rests in the knowledge that you are guided. Guided people move differently than pressured people. You are no longer pressured by urgency, but guided by awareness. Continue reviewing your goals with patience. Adjust where necessary, without frustration. Flexibility prevents rigidity from creating conflict. Rigidity can turn minor inconvenience into major disruption. Adaptation rooted in wisdom keeps your path smooth. You may soon experience a moment of reflection where you clearly see the turning point. That reflection will show you how listening changed everything. Allow that realization to deepen your trust. Trust strengthens obedience. Obedience sustains protection. The atmosphere around your life is calmer now because your choices have shifted. What once threatened to shake you has lost momentum. Remain grateful without becoming complacent. Gratitude fuels vigilance in a healthy way. I am not only protecting you from tragedy, I am shaping you into someone who avoids it naturally. Your instincts are becoming sharper. Your reactions are becoming steadier. Your discipline is becoming consistent. These qualities will serve you long beyond this season. Do not underestimate the power of quiet growth. Loud warnings get attention, but quiet habits create lasting change. You are building habits that will guard your future. Guarded futures carry peace rather than chaos. Stay connected to me daily, even in ordinary moments. Whisper prayers while driving or working. Seek clarity before important conversations. Invite guidance into every decision. These small acts sustain alignment. The tragedy that once stood near you has now retreated because you responded in faith and wisdom. Continue walking in that alignment. Peace will remain when discipline remains. Stability will grow when humility remains. Your journey from urgency to understanding has strengthened you deeply. You are not the same person who first heard the warning. You are more attentive, more patient, and more grounded. That transformation is a blessing in itself. Do you know why everyone's whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A brainwave ritual leaked from the CIA is changing lives across the globe. Proven by neuroscience, this 7-second method helps regular people attract money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. You are walking in a calmer season now, but I want you to understand something clearly. Calm does not mean careless, and peace does not mean passive. The reason you are experiencing stability is because you responded when I called you to attention. Your obedience shifted the current of events that were quietly moving toward harm. That shift must now be protected through consistency. There is a subtle transition taking place inside you. At first, you listened because you felt urgency. Now you are listening because you have tasted the fruit of wisdom. That fruit is peace, clarity, and protection. Once you experience the safety that comes from discernment, you no longer crave reckless movement. You begin to value slow and steady steps over rushed excitement. In the coming weeks, there may be a situation that tests your patience again. It will not look dramatic, but it will invite you to compromise slightly. A small exaggeration, a delayed responsibility, or a careless assumption could seem harmless. Remember that tragedy often begins in small neglect. Guard the small things with the same seriousness you guarded the large warning. You may also encounter someone who tries to question your recent caution. They may say you have changed or become too careful. They will not understand the growth that has taken place inside you. Do not feel pressured to explain your boundaries. Growth often makes others uncomfortable when they benefited from your old patterns. Write 777 in the comments as a declaration that you are remaining spiritually alert and grounded. This is your reminder that alertness is now part of your identity. You are no longer easily swayed by urgency or pressure. Your stability is rooted in awareness. Awareness is what preserved you. Financial discipline must remain strong even when temptation returns in a new form. There may be an offer that seems safer than previous ones, yet still carries hidden risk. Examine every detail carefully. Ask questions privately before agreeing publicly. Quiet research protects you from public regret. Your emotional strength has grown, but it still requires maintenance. Avoid environments that drain you unnecessarily. Protect your rest as diligently as you protect your resources. Fatigue is one of the most common openings for poor judgment. When you are rested, your clarity sharpens. There will soon be confirmation that the danger you once sensed has fully passed. It may come through a conversation revealing what could have happened, or through observing chaos you narrowly avoided. When that confirmation arrives, do not respond with pride. Respond with humility and gratitude. Humility preserves protection. You are also entering a season where new responsibility may be placed in your hands. Because you proved faithful in caution, I can trust you with greater stability. Responsibility requires maturity, and maturity is what you have developed. Handle new opportunities with the same care that guided you through urgency. Promotion without discipline leads back to risk. Write 555 in the comments as a declaration that you are committed to steady growth and wise decisions. Growth should feel balanced, not frantic. Frantic energy creates blind spots, Balanced growth strengthens foundations. Your agreement reminds you that patience remains your ally. In relationships, continue valuing consistency over charm. Observe actions over time rather than being moved by emotional appeal. You have learned how quickly misplaced trust can create vulnerability. Do not close your heart, but do not open it blindly either. Balanced openness protects your peace. You may face a moment where you are tempted to prove something to someone. Pride may whisper that you should show them your capability or independence. Resist that urge if it requires risky action. You do not need to prove your strength through recklessness. True strength is quiet and disciplined. Spiritually, remain sensitive to subtle nudges. My voice will not always come with intensity now. It may come as a gentle hesitation or a quiet confirmation. Respect those small signals. Small signals prevented a large tragedy before, and they will continue protecting you. There may also be a chance to help someone else avoid a mistake similar to what you almost made. Share wisdom gently without arrogance. Let your experience become guidance for others. Protection multiplies when lessons are shared humbly. Your growth can become someone else's rescue. Continue reviewing your habits regularly. Ask yourself where complacency might be trying to return. Complacency grows slowly and quietly. Address it early before it regains strength. Prevention remains easier than correction. You are not meant to live in